Hi, my name is Hope Gardner. I'm from Kansas City, and I'm a senior double majoring in Spanish and Culture and Communication. I've had a lot of really amazing experiences since I came to IC, and one of my favorites was my sophomore year when I was in a Spanish creative writing class. And our final project for that class was to create sort of a collective book kind of thing, where we took one writing that each of us had done and turned it into one larger book, but each of us had like artistic freedom over it, so we got to design it differently, and so none of them looked the same, but they had the same stories. And as part of our final project, our professor for that class organized an entire evening and invited the Spanish faculty, the other Spanish students, like the whole department, to come to the handworker gallery and watch us present. And so we each got to read our stories that we'd been working on for so long. And it was just a really great experience. We got to hang out and chat with our peers and with our professors, and it was a really great time. And it really affirmed for me how much I love the Spanish department. So since both of my majors belong to departments that are relatively small, it's really easy to get to know all the professors and all the students, which is really great. A lot of my best friends belong to either the Spanish or the Culture and Communication department because we've just been in so many classes together. You get to know each other really well. And that's one of my favorite things about both departments. I also really love the Spanish department's focus on literature and culture for upper level Spanish courses because it's really, really fascinating. And there's a lot more of an emphasis on the actual culture behind it instead of just on language acquisition. And my favorite thing about culture and communication as a major is the flexibility that comes with it and the ability to kind of personalize your own experience. A big part of the culture and communication major is creating your own concentration. I ended up creating one called Politics of Race, which has been a really amazing experience. And it also gives you the chance to kind of branch out and focus on something that maybe wouldn't traditionally be a part of a communications major, which has been really, really lovely and actually been part of what has helped me figure out what I want to do with my life. So it works out pretty well. So I chose my majors. I came into this my freshman year like knowing that I wanted to be a Spanish major because I had already been studying the language for like 4 years. I knew that I loved it. I'd worked with it so much. And so I originally was thinking of going into translation after college. But at orientation, I saw culture and communication and kind of learned a little bit more about that. And on a whim, I was like, oh, well, I'm going to double major now, without really knowing what I was getting myself into. I just knew that the major sounded interesting and that, I'd been wanting to take some sort of cultural studies or communications studies, but I hadn't really wanted to choose one or the other. And so this way I kind of got both out of it. And, like I said, at the time it was a whim, but it was actually an amazing decision, and I can't imagine having done anything else. So I hope that this has been helpful and not too cheesy, and I hope that everybody's doing well given the circumstances. So go Bombers!